My little cuz just came on. I was waiting on him because I really wanted to present him, and he just got on. He's late as fuck, typical Locklear bloodline person. But I love him though because here's why. I need him to understand I love everything about him because I have watched him from afar. I am truly one of his biggest fans, but I'm not his fan because of who he is. I am a fan of his because of who his mother is to me.
Okay.
See, as I was going through one of the most traumatic times of my life, his mother was the biggest saving grace of my life.
Oh.
And I watched her mold with wisdom. When I found out he was going to college for music to study production and get into the industry, I'm like, I always knew he would because he's always been an entertainer. Like, this dude don't even understand. He used to sing and rap to me when he was like just a little baby, like toddler stage. Like, he used to just, he would spit rhymes and do different things, and he was always an entertainer. And I'm like, cool. So to see him get to where he is and his mom be a single lady for a lot of the years of her life, the boy got talent. When I tell y'all, I'm not bigging him up because it's family. I'm bigging him up because the boy got talent. He's been on multiple, platinum albums, gold albums. Like he has talent. Like what he does is what he does. Like there's no question to me what he does, but this young man is doing amazing things, and he's not afraid to take the challenge. He's not afraid to go get it. So many women act like you cannot raise a strong black man, and Drew is a strong black man. A single mother, most of his life growing up. So I was on his page, and I never, when I tell y'all I don't go on my family members' pages at all, I don't. I only follow, if they got a business page or a like page, I follow those because I want to see what you're doing. But all of that, man, if I want to know about you, you can pick up the phone and call me. I've always been like that when it comes to family. But I went on his page before the show because I just wanted to see some of the things that he had done recently. And he sent his mom a card and some roses and had them delivered. And when she opened the door, she was just humbled. But what made it even more humbling is the words that he had left on the card. And the gratitude and the thanks that my cousin was giving his mom, it was amazing to me. And I was like, oh, man, I really got to make sure that I love on him. So when I tell y'all, for all my ladies out there who are truly doing amazing things and raising kids, you are the first eyesight that a child sees. They learn so much from you. So, Drew, you like a brother to me. Baby brother, but you still like a brother to me. So, and I'm going to make sure I'm correct on what I'm saying when we get him on the air because I want to make sure. But from what I understand as far as what I know, this is his first major solo release project by himself. He put it together, and it's called All Bangers. My little cousin, but it ain't even about the cousin stuff. Drew Oliver with his new single, All Bangers, in the studio tonight. What it do, Drew?
What up, cuzzo? How you feeling,
Welcome, young man. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you having me. And
I like that song.
Thank you very much. So I want to touch on a couple of things that he said before we get fully into this because, I want to get everything straight that he was just speaking towards as far as like the actual record. And then I want to touch on my mom real quick because you have some beautiful things to say. And let's just start with All Bangers. First of all Bangers, to me, does feel like, my first commercial single and release. Being that there's been a lot of songs that led up to this song and this release and things of that nature, and just it feels like the most me and the most me right now in the headspace and just spiritual space that I'm in right now. It's exactly what I want to say. The lyrics, that's me playing a acoustic piano. I produced the drums with one of my friends. pretty much produced the rest of the record with other musicians. I have my boy Braxton Cook on there, who played he's an amazing saxophonist, world-renowned. And I have another friend of mine playing bass on that. And I brought all of these people together to curate this record for me. And I was a part of every single process. I recorded myself. I mixed the record with my boy Ty. It's just like one of those records where I got to really, show all my different skills. I'm playing an instrument on there. I'm singing on there. I'm rapping on there. I'm producing on it. I engineered it. It's one of those records where I fully feel like it's 100% me. Sometimes as an artist, you don't always feel like that, and people don't really know that as being fans, that we don't always feel like the music that we're putting out during the time when we're putting it out is completely us in that moment. It might have been a record that we made 6 months ago, a year ago, and we might not feel like that anymore, But I actually have had this record for some time, and I still feel like what I'm singing about and what and how that record makes me feel. So for me, it's the most me I've ever been, And I'm always excited to show people that I'm not a one-dimensional artist. I'm not just a rapper. I'm not even just a singer. I'm also a producer. I'm a vocal producer. I'm a writer. Not all singers are writers. So this is, my opportunity to flex a little bit and to show my skills and my talent. And I'm super proud of this song. I appreciate every single last person that helped me make that one. And it just sets a bar and a standard for me as an artist and a creative that shows pretty much, what I'm trying to bring to the table. So that's all bangers, man. And I had the video shot by my boy Logan from Cali. He came all the way from California to shoot that video with me. And he's a really dope person on my team that just, is just always there for me, and we create dope art together. And it's really difficult sometimes to get, somebody that you work that well with in terms of visual and bringing songs to life, because, people like to see, music videos and watch a song that they like come to life. And for me, he's been able to do that for me, my last couple of songs that I put out. So, yeah, guys, that's all bangers. And just to go back a little bit, what you were saying about, single moms and raising me and your relationship with my mother, like, first of all, bro, I truly appreciate, you even touching on that and speaking about my mom in such a lovely and just beautiful way. And I'm I was too young really to kind of know all the things that she was doing back then at that time. But I do remember, having relationships with people like you and other people that my mother brought around that she was raising, and that she was giving information and knowledge and love and respect, and just, helping mentor just all types of people outside of me. So just to put the emphasis on it, bro, she wasn't even just raising me as a single mother. Yeah. She was raising me. She was raising you. I had a couple animals. I had a cat, a dog. I got a little sister. She's a minister. She was a, you know what I'm saying? Like she was a deacon at the church. She's a deacon at the church. She, listen, man, she's raising everybody. If you know my mom, she was raising her.
Listen. Y'all don't even understand. She got her own business. She's on tour all the time with her own business. Like, yep. She started her own.
She's still raising people.
Yeah. Like listen, you don't understand. I don't even like going on her live because I feel like people feel like they know her better than I do. I'm like, like that's family, bro.
So, I just love the fact that you spoke on that, because I got to let every one of your listeners know who are single mothers that, yes, it is very possible to raise someone who's going to go on to be independent and successful, because I'm a living proof of it. And I'll tell you some of the things that my mom did that allowed me to do that. She constantly spoke life and prosperity to me and telling me that I could do any and everything that I ever dreamed about doing. But not only did she say it, she allowed me to experience and do different things. I played just about every sport that there is to play. I played soccer on a team. I played football, flag football on a team. I played basketball on a team. Me and my mom used to play tennis. Me and my uncle took me to play golf. I skateboarded. My parents pretty much invested in every single idea that I ever had. And don't get it twisted. No, we did not have money like that. My father was in the military, and we used whatever the military gives salary a year. That's what we had, and then she had her job. So we were pretty much every other black lower to middle class family. But my parents made sure that any and all type of ideas and things that I felt like I just wanted to do, don't matter if it was jumping from this to that to this to that, they supported it. And every single step of the way. They never told me, oh, nope, you're not going to be the best skateboarder. You shouldn't do that. You're going to break something. Don't play football. Don't do that. They never said no. They never said don't do that. They gave me guidelines. Of course, we were safe, and you know what I mean? They were involved in everything. But my parents were hands-on in a positive way. They weren't helicopter parents. They didn't sit there and try to force me to do what they thought I should do. They didn't tell me, oh, go out. My parents definitely hit me with the, oh, go get a job. But they didn't tell me that I couldn't multitask. They didn't say that it wasn't okay to go over here and do this but not go over there and do that. They allowed me to do everything. As long as I could handle it and as long as I was going about it in the way that was safe and cool for me, they allowed me to do those things. And from that, it gave me the confidence to say, you know what, I can do everything. I can make music and be successful at it one day. Maybe my friends aren't taking it as serious as I am with this music thing, or maybe these people over here are doing that, but I always just focused on what Drew was doing. And there's definitely times where I wasn't making money, and my parents was like, hey, maybe you should do this, and maybe you should get a 9-to-5. And I tried those things. Don't get it twisted. I on my end, if my parents felt like, I needed to try something out that they suggested, I did it. I had the McDonald's job. I worked at a shoe store when I first came and was interning in New York right after college. There was certain things that I did too that, I was like, you know what, let me not just be I can, do whatever I want, kid coming up either. I also took their advice and tried a couple of their stuff that they had that they thought was a good thing to do too. And some of those things, did help me during those times. But at the end of the day, I just was like, listen, this is what I want to do. I take it serious. This is not something that's just a hobby for me. This is a career path, and I want to be great at doing it. I don't want to be okay. I don't want to be mediocre. I don't want to be just getting by. I want to be great. I want to change the world and what I'm able to do with the platform. I want to be able to have a voice. I want to be able to speak towards the things that are important to me that I think are big issues. Feel like I have a unique perspective on life, being a military brat, raised in, Obama and Bush and now Trump's world, being a military kid, a black military kid that got to travel around the world from their entire life since birth until now, and then go off to be a musician and then continue to travel the world. I feel like I have a unique perspective that everybody doesn't get to see, being a black man being raised around the world and in America. Yeah. So, there's a lot of that dialogue that I bring to my musicality as well, and things that I say in my music and things that I will go on to continue to say once I have the platform to speak. So yeah, bro.
One thing I want to say about All Bangers, like when the world premiere came out at 3 p.m., listen, your mother sent me the invite to that. So understand, when the world premiere came out at 3 p.m., I watched it, and I went and found me a quiet place. I made sure I had about 5 minutes uninterrupted, and I found a quiet place, and I watched it. And I'm like, this is really, really artistry. And people don't understand when a person says artistry. We're not just talking about one concept of something being good. You're looking at the layers of instruments, the visual concepts, the actual idea and visions behind everything having a reason. And it was amazing to see a song that had actual words and rhythm that actually made sense to the entire concept. And I was just amazed. I was like, this is the Drew I've always known, and I'm glad to see that he's pursuing things abstractly. What encouraged you to be so abstract in that song?
To me, it's not abstract as I wouldn't describe it as abstract. I would describe it as left of center, right? So what I mean by that is there's some elements in there that allow it to be my own, personalized, unique to me, but there's also some elements in there that allow it to be for the time and in the moment, right? So, I mean, first of all, like, that's pretty much one of the only songs that I have that's fully produced out and written that I started on a piano. And to me, for me personally, like, that's just like one of those, like, milestones in my life where it brings everything full circle, because that's how I started. You know, Cynthia Green now, you know, raised me in the church, and I went to church every single Sunday for all the years that I was living with my mom. It was never a time that I lived with my mom that a Sunday came by that I couldn't choose not to go to church. I went every single Sunday that I've ever known my mother for my entire life. I've been to church, and that's where I learned music on a piano.
Listen. No, now y'all think this is funny. Now, and I've said this before. We have a family church. Is it not called Hood Memorial?
Yes, it is.
And people see when I say this, people think I be joking. I'm like, no. Vacation Bible School. You went to that every summer, and you was mad because you sat in them little chairs in that little classroom in that little isolation building part of the church. And when I tell you, you was ready to go home. If they said you could go home at 12 o'clock, it was the most exciting day of your life.
Yeah, but you know, I grew to appreciate Sunday mornings because that's where I learned everything, man. And some people who don't know, like, if you're not grow up in the gospel church, you don't really know what in the world is really going on in there. It's not just ministry. It's a concert every single week of your life. I learned pretty much everything that I know about writing songs and singing them and performing them in church. I sung in the choir. I played drums in church. And I learned how to play the piano by ear by going up to the piano after every service and just sitting up there playing around and just trying to recreate what I heard during service. And that's my first entry into musicianship.
Since you told me all that you do with music, I just need you to know that you're on the line with somebody who was a 90s vocal coach. You know, and just in case you don't believe me, I got something for you. Hold on, let me clear my pipe. Woo, woo, yeah. See, that's, you know, that's that Jodeci shit. You didn't know nothing about that when you started creating music.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you can't forget the ooh yeah. Those is in there. If you ain't have one of those in the song, I don't know if it was really a song like that. That's like the finishing touch.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Like you said, you had to, if you don't know nothing about church, you know what I'm saying, the good old Baptist church. So I want to know, like, is a lot of your music rooted in your spiritual background?
I would say
so many different
not
types of music.
Yes, I would say the musicality definitely has a lot of gospel elements in it. Not a lot, but enough. Like, you can hear it in all bangers. Like, that's like diminished and minor, like, chords progression. Like, it's very, like, it's kind of, it's moody. You know what I mean? And gospel music is very, very moody. And you know, I in the songs that I produce, I'm bringing that in there. So now every song that I make is not something that I produced, and every song that I make isn't necessarily have the same, I guess, lyric content or theme as an All Bangers. For me, All Bangers is a statement record. Like, this is me making a piece of music that's talking about me personally and what I think about, you know, the world or the music industry and my place in it. Every song that I make and put out is not gonna be like that. Some songs I just want to have fun, and it's not meant to be anything introspective. I'm just gonna be saying stuff or speaking towards a situation or speaking towards a relatable, instance just in the world. Some stuff is just made to have fun and just to be listenable music. This isn't that. So to answer your question, yes, I do bring my spirituality to my music, but it's not something I do all the time. And I don't want to come off too preachy either. I know, Christians and, religious people don't necessarily support that 100% all the time. I mean, I've definitely dealt with that my entire life of even been a little hesitant to even send my mom some music that I work on because of, the content matter.
Right. She here's the thing about her. It's crazy though. She respects art for art.
And I'll tell you another thing about my mom. Even with all my hesitations and all my should I send this to my mom? I'm cursing at it. I'm saying shit, fuck, bitch, all this, whatever. My mom has never tried to make me feel uncomfortable about it.
Man, she's awesome.
You know what
bro.
I mean? She's never ever been like, why are you singing about that, Drew? Why are you talking about these bitches and hoes in your music like that, boy? You need to go ahead and change it. She's never been that. I'm a musician, artist. I mean, I was made by somebody, and I get all my, creative energy and ambition and all of that stuff from my mom. My mom's super ambitious.
Yeah.
She has a business where she puts herself out there, and she allows, her and her family and their practices to come under scrutiny, and she don't care.
Yeah, she put it all on the line.
She's one of them, exactly. She puts it all out there, and she's one of those, accept me for who I am or don't accept me at all type of people. And I've always had that attitude, and that allows me to have a certain confidence in my music and my messaging, and also I care about what I'm saying too, and that's where you're going to see that intention of detail in the type of music that I like to make. I want you to know that I care about what I'm saying and listen to it too,
Drew, I'm gonna end on this message because I want people to know, and people laugh at me, but I talk about the women in my family to great extent, and people need to understand.
We came from a great group, bro. We came from a great group.
And I say this because when I tell people, don't just look at Drew. Drew is doing great. Drew is out here hustling. I love what Drew is doing, but Drew's sister's out here. She's doing her thing too. His mom. She's an entrepreneur. She is a full-time entrepreneur. Book series, video blog. She does tour dates around the United States. She and her husband are constantly traveling. So, oh my God, Aunt Risa. Oh my God, you don't understand.
Yep. These are the people I was raised by. Very strong.
Strong
black
women. I mean,
who, you know what I mean? You sit in the room with them and they just speak and ooze wisdom and respect and spirituality and humbleness, meekness. They're just a wonderful, just kindness. These are just respected women. You speak to them and you church up. I learned church up from them. You know what I'm saying? This is who you church up for. You heard?
Church up.
You heard? Churching up. Niggas out here don't even know about churching up. Nigga, I learned churching up from these women. That's where I learned it from. You got to church up sometimes. These are the type of women you can't just go to their house talking any kind of way, playing around any kind of way. They're going to demand respect, and you church up around them.
Let me tell you.
And you know what? You sure do, because there's certain people, it's certain women that regardless of, your mama's age, even younger than your mama's age, but it's certain women, you know where you stand, you know what they going to play, and you know what they not going to play, and you do not play with them old women. You're not finna walk in their house cussing. You're not finna, if you a man, you finna take your hat off when you get up in their house.
Listen,
you going to speak when you walk in. Certain shit just got to be handled.
I done seen the most gangster troublemakers of my friends who I ain't never, ever, ever seen church up. They probably don't even know what I was talking about if I used the term church up, who was churching up on accident around my mom.
Yes.
Niggas just know. They just knew better. You didn't even have to say nothing. It's just the aura. You know what I'm saying? You get around them and you're like, oh, like you just change the way you speak. You change the way you act.
That's
Drew,
it right
Drew,
there.
I,
you know what I mean?
Drew,
that's it, Drew.
I have another word for it because I actually used to say this about your mom. I was like, ooh, when I'm around her, I got to be regal.
Ooh, regal. I like that.
Yeah.
You gotta get regal with that. I like it.
You gotta get regal. Yes, there's a certain debonair that goes with that. You know, a little debonair. You know, you just
and that aura and that vibe extends through you. And I'm telling you, bro, that it stays with you. It stays with you.
Listen, y'all don't understand. You don't understand, but this will be the same person. This will be the same person to go to Walmart with you and get some popcorn, some fruit, some snacks, whatever it is, lay on the couch, watch a movie, crack jokes with you, and laugh with you. And you like, bro, is this like my homie? No, like she older. Like, listen, and this is why I tell people, like, I love a well-rounded woman because I grew up around them. Like,
it's hereditary, man.
We don't come from no weak bloodline. That's why when people be like, "Why you always out here going to get it?" I'm like, bro, I don't come from a person that I can come home with my tail tucked between my legs talking about I wasn't successful. Did you try hard enough?
Exactly. Yeah, it's in the blood.
I heard that.
You know what I mean? That shit is in the gene code.
Bro, we cut different. That's why when you dropped that song, I reached out so quick because it was a no-brainer for me because the passion.
I just wanted to make dope music, and I wanted to be taken serious as somebody who understands this thing at that level, man, at the top tier level. That's it. I just wanted to be respected as a serious musician and as somebody who's a part of creating.
We got 1 minute. Listen, Drew, thank you for coming to hang out, man. We did this totally different than I ever do any other guest being on, but it was imperative that I got you on the show. And I just want y'all to, for my fans who didn't really get to catch up and hear everything that Drew got to say, man, the one thing that I love about my family, man, did y'all hear the vocabulary, man? The vocabulary was extensive. He said everything that needed to be said eloquently in the right way. So, man, if you at home teaching your kids, boss up, level up, church them up a little bit. It might help.